What? Why is it taking so long to go live?
It says we're live.
Oh. Why is it going away? I don't know what the hell's going on.
What is happening, AJ? This is
I
like a
don't
really
know.
bad episode of The Twilight Zone.
It's really bad.
Oh, you're freezing again. It's your Wi-Fi.
Am I frozen? Yeah, I think I'm good now. I don't know how I'm going to get anybody watching today, but we're going to try. All right. Yeah. Welcome everybody to Late Night All Day Podcast. I'm AJ Graham. I'm here with Jamie Steer. How you doing today, Jamie?
I'm great. I feel so sad. I moved one of my babies into college. She's leaving me. And then the other one leaves at the end of the month. But they have cars and they can come home whenever they want. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, but it's not the same. When all four of my kids are in the house, they never come downstairs. I barely see my children, but I know they're here. But it's something about when they just leave for school, moving them in, and we were like packing her totes earlier and
All right.
everything. It's always
Am I still
that.
having technical?
Oh, you're freezing. Okay, you're good. Can you hear me?
This is, I think we are experiencing technical difficulties on my end.
I was gonna say you couldn't hear me. I was saying a bunch of stuff just now. I was like, "Can you hear me? Are you
Yeah,
good?"
I don't know what
Because
the hell's happening.
yeah, you keep glitching out on me over there.
Am I still frozen?
I wonder if there's like actually people in here. Nobody's writing anything, so I can't tell. Is there anybody alive out there? It's 9:51 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what time it is where you guys are. Just got my braids done because it was my birthday. See my birthday flowers from the old man. Oh, you're older than me. You're the old man.
A few months.
Oh, there you go.
This is so shitty right now.
Can you
Am
hear
I
me?
still frozen? Yeah, I
Okay.
think I'm good now.
No, you're good now. Before, like you were completely pixely. You're clear now.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe I can edit that in post, like I know how to do that.
Hey, Rita
So,
was here. Oh, Rita actually heard me. I was like having a whole conversation because you weren't in here, and I was just talking about how I just got my hair done because my birthday was Monday, and I didn't know if anybody was in here. Hey, Rita, thank you.
so yeah, I was. That's what I was going to ask you. How was your birthday and how was everything? And
It
did
was
you enjoy your
awesome.
birthday?
Monday we went to Hell's Kitchen here in
Hey,
Connecticut. So I've done the Vegas one, which is phenomenal. So I expected great things from the Connecticut one, and they showed up. They gave us like a fancy booth and everything, and we got free dessert, and they took such good care of us. And it actually wasn't that expensive. You would
yeah.
think it's really not that bad in price. It was absolutely worth. We've paid more for crappier restaurants than we did to eat there and have good. I mean, we had two appetizers, two entrees. We had two drinks apiece. He even got like the really fancy smoky, um, what is it, Manhattan old fashioned. Like he got all that, and it was like 250.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we
was really not that bad.
yeah, me and Marlena went to his burger restaurant in
The
Vegas, in
burger
Planet
one in
Hollywood.
Vegas,
So
oh,
good. It was so good.
my
And
favorite. I
we
actually
went
wrote a review on TripAdvisor because I had the best waiter ever. So good in there. So good.
we went we went to that place with full intentions of trashing the food because Gordon Ramsay is always so mean to people and so critical of other people's food. So it's like, all right, bro, we got to see what you doing now. Hey, shut our mouths. I was like, all right, you earned this
No,
one,
they
bro.
show
You
out
got
in
this
there.
one.
There's no slacking in there. There's no reason for a bad review. The food is good. The service is good. Like, yeah. So Hell's
Yeah, it
Kitchen
was
was definitely top. That was a good dinner.
definitely definitely on point. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the topic at hand. Today we're going to talk about nostalgia. This is kind of a piggyback subject. We kind of started it on the last podcast, and we're like, hey, you know what? This one needs its own podcast because, hey, we like talking about it. We
Yes.
enjoy it. So, you know, back in the day,
Memory
we
Lane,
have
great place.
yeah, it can be on the
It
most part.
can be.
You don't live in it. You have to
No,
respect
you
respect
gotta
it.
move forward. Can't be out here with your cassette tape players in 2023.
Like, if can you make me a tape? Absolutely not. I cannot make you a
Absolutely
tape.
not.
I cannot do that.
I
That's
am
something
not
that
trying
I
to
will
catch the
not be
radio at
doing.
the right beat and hit that record and play, but I cannot do that for you right now. I
I don't
refuse.
even know if they sell that anymore.
You know, if you go into like a Goodwill, and they do, you can find them in like Goodwill and on eBay.
That's more of like a God is an antique now. Would it be considered
Listen,
an
eh, can you consider a cassette player an antique? I would consider an 8 track an antique, but no, I'm not trying to push us to that old yet. I won't say we're that old that our stuff is antique because I know I had the old school. It was the yellow Sony cassette player, the one that like the top popped over and it clicked close. So like popped up and you'd open it and the cassette player was in there. I feel so great thinking about it. Those were great times. I thought I was so cute. Ah,
you have
man.
to I do remember that. That was some good times. You have to wait by the radio and wait for them to play the song and all of that.
Yes.
Did you ever call into the radio stations?
All the time. So here, like our New York, we have like the late night, and it's the lady that comes on with the real like sexy voice, and she's talking to the microphone, and she's like, "Hey, you guys gonna call in and send a shout out for your loved ones?" Like I used to call into all of those, and I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm from Norwalk, Connecticut, or whatever, and I just want to play a song for my best friend. Hey, best friend." She'd be like, "You want to send a shout out to your best friend?" That was I would call into the radio. Listen, I would always get through too.
See, I didn't always get through. Out here, the popular radio stations, there was Power 106 and 92.3 The Beat, which later changed to 103 The Beat, I believe. But 92.3 The Beat, like, that was like the radio station out here. They had this DJ named Theo who had a real deep voice, real like this. He had that voice. And everybody assumed that this dude was like some big black dude, not little Filipino dude. That
He
was
was
such
a
a like
little
plot twist to
Filipino
me when I
dude.
was little. Yeah, that was like a plot twist to
Oh
people in
my
the in
god,
the
that's so cool. No, that makes it that much better.
it was and they had like I vividly remember the singers that they used to have. Like they used to have I don't know if DJ Quick was big out here. I don't know if he was really big
I
on
know the
the East
name though.
Coast.
I know the name. Yeah.
Yeah, like DJ Quick is like, LA royalty. So, he would do all the stingers for 92.3 The Beat. And I had my friend, he was like, "Hey, you remember this?" And he played it and it just took me back to that whole time. Like Theo would be on after school, basically.
Camille is here. Hi,
Camille,
Camille.
thank you for coming back. We were having some technical difficulties, some
We was glitching,
scheduling
baby
issues.
girl. Whew.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But Camille, do you remember 92.3 The Beat where they used to have the stingers with DJ Quick, and he used to like do he had whole like songs like for 92.3 The Beat.
Oh, see,
Yeah, see,
yes,
Camille knows what's up.
yeah.
Camille knows what's up. Like DJ Quick is like I was saying, Los Angeles royalty with Theo. See, Camille knew with Theo.
Camille is on it.
Camille, were you surprised when you found out he was a little Filipino dude and not a big black guy?
That would
I my
throw
my
me off so much.
my
So
brain
much.
my brain glitched out. I was in what, fourth grade? In fourth grade when I found out he was a Filipino guy. I was like, what? He's not a big black guy? Oh, you thought he was white?
Listen, well, that's like when, all of us back in the day, we used to listen to that What You Won't Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell. And then I found out that he was a little white man. When I watched the music video and this little scrawny white man is banging on the piano, I said, wait a minute. What is going on here? I was expecting
Somebody's
like some Barry White sort of Marvin Gaye looking dude. This little scrawny dude with a little hat, with a little button up brown t shirt is belting in his
so let
R&B
me
soul voice.
so let me ask you, Jamie. We all have fond memories as a kid. What are some of your fond memories as a kid that you just would not let go? Like you hold it close to your heart. Like what are some for you?
It's funny. I was talking about this with my mom the other day. My best memory, I feel like Christmas nowadays isn't the same as when we were growing up. Like
It doesn't feel
for
the same.
us, it was about just like going to bed early and Santa's gonna come. And the presents, it was like the presents meant so much more because we got real toys back then. Like we got toys. Kids don't get toys anymore. Kids
So
get
we got physical
laptops.
toys.
Yes, kids get laptops and cell phones and
Mm.
Xboxes and PlayStations for $600. And my fondest memories, I remember I was like 8 years old. And with Barbie out, that's what brought it up with me and my mom. I had every Barbie you could. I had black, white, Chinese, the baby sister, the every job Barbie had. I had every house lining up my room. And I remember this one Christmas. that I got all of those Barbie things. And I remember I went to bed early, and I remember my dad picking me up out the bed. I was like still half asleep, and carrying me downstairs and laying me on my section of presents. And I just like remember waking up, and it was just like
But
so fun
you
because
were
it was so
still
warm.
well. See, you were able to sleep.
I
So
was able to sleep.
me, my brother, and my sister need to sue the Animaniacs, which we'll talk about later, because they
Love me
blatantly
some
ripped us off.
Animaniacs.
We
Yes,
are the
love that cartoon.
Animaniacs. Wait, hold on. You're gonna be Hev. I don't know what that means, but we I got some fond memories of Christmas too. I remember the Christmas of '93, and me and my brother and my sister being we didn't we barely slept, waking up at 5 in the morning, and we kept running into the living room, looking at the Christmas tree, looking at the gifts, and there were bikes under there. Like all three of us got bikes, so we kept like running in there, trying to be quiet, run back in your room, and then like I think my mom ended up waking up, and my mom made us wait till 7 o'clock. My dad was not
You
like.
have to wait. That was the one that is the reason why I fell back to sleep, because I wouldn't take my ass to bed. So my parents were probably getting pissed because I kept like sneak. I had one of those like Cosby houses. Like I came out my room and I'd have to walk around the winding staircase and then
Mhm.
peer around the stairwell to see where the living room was. So I had one of those houses, and I know they could hear my feet because the minute you step out the door, it was down the hallway,
Oh
and I
damn!
wouldn't take my ass to bed, but I finally fell asleep, and they must have within that like 2 or 3 hours of my ass finally going to sleep, just put every present they had downstairs. But that was just like, oh, we had good memories then. Like we had a Christmas. Nowadays, you legit ask your kids what they want, and they're just like, oh, I just want like the latest iPhone, or I want a PlayStation 4, or just get me
Or
sneakers,
tablet or something.
or a
Yeah.
tablet, or it's all technology, or just clothes. Like I remember Barbies, and I remember like um I think it was called Brave Star. It was a cartoon, and it was like
Mhm.
this, he could shapeshift, and he'd be like, oh, shape of a bear. And he used to ride this horse. And so that was the toy my brother wanted. He wanted like one of the riding horses. And that Christmas, that's what my parents got my brother. And it was just like in the middle, like we had real nostalgic Christmas. It was Christmas. And I feel like, well, you probably didn't get snow, but I would wake up to snow on Christmas morning. And like now I wake
Man,
up,
listen,
you're lucky if you get a sprinkle of snow anytime near Christmas now.
listen. It's hot out here for Christmas. Hot. Like we wear shorts out here when it's Christmas time. But
No,
like,
we are in like I remember being like, if you watch the movie A Christmas Story, the scene where he's like, can I go shoot it, mom? Can I? Can I? And he goes outside, and she's like, you bundle up. And he puts the big snowsuit on with the gloves. That was Christmas, because you would wake up on Christmas to the snow, and you would open your presents at 7 or 8 a.m., like everybody else. And every kid would be outside with their new shit by 12 o'clock. You were outside. Kids
right,
don't play outside
right.
anymore either. Like we played outside. That's what
We
kids did.
we
They
are the
don't play
last
outside
generation
anymore.
to play outside. Yeah. Like
Like what happened?
my Christmas fond memories also would be like we wake up and we do our presents, and then we would go to my mom's house, my mom's house. That grandma,
Black
and then we
grandma.
would go to my and then we would go to my dad's side of the family. So like that was like a that still sticks with me to this day. I think that's something that like I try to like recreate.
It's
That's a
such
whole
a
other.
good
That's a whole other
home.
story. That's a whole other story.
But it's so beautiful that, and you have that, and you can hold on to that, and it's like that's something you can look forward to. See, a new
Right.
bike, and
Yep.
I remember that is when I got my Sony Walkman for one of my Christmases, and I remember opening that joint and just like outside at 12 o'clock with all my friends with them headphones on, the real thin ones with that one little wire around the top and the cord that was eventually going to die out on you, and you'd have to
Yeah.
wrap it around the Walkman to make it work. Like
Yep.
that was such a good time. And kids don't when do you see kids outside? And when they are outside, they're like this, they don't even talk to each other. There'll be a group of kids
I mean,
and they won't even talk
that's
to each
one thing. That's one thing that I will give Pokemon Go, because it had kids actually going outside and talking to each other. Like
other.
they're
We
still on
talk.
their phone, but
Listen, we didn't even know
they were
what
going
time it
outside.
was. What time is it? I got to be home by 7. Somebody
I
look at
mean,
the sun.
but that
Stella
was
said,
like,
"Be home for the street lights." I gotta get home. I ain't getting beat.
did you
Like,
like? I don't know how it is on the East Coast with like neighborhoods, but we lived like in a cul-de-sac, and there were kids like on the cul-de-sac. So like we had that, and then we moved to an apartment, and that apartment complex where we lived had so many kids, like
see,
from all
that's
different ages.
all the kids.
And man, it'd be get lucky when it's like everybody out there and you're playing like some of whatever game, hide and seek or water fights. Man,
So water fights. Oh my god, real water fights. Super soakers. Like the memories. It's just it's so beautiful. I remember when I got a Tamagotchi for Christmas. It
uh,
died. It died many, many times, and there'd be piles of shit every time I'd open it, and it would be starving because I would forget about it for days on end. But like, we went outside and we had
damn,
friends.
Jamie.
Come on, you know I am taking you back right now. Like,
Yeah.
so good. I remember getting on my bicycle and having no clue where I was going. I would end up at the beach, which would be like a 30-minute ride in a car. But on my bike, me and my friends would just get on our bikes and just go with our
Would you do
dollar and
that
50 cents in our pocket
now?
so I can get my
Would,
quarter juice and my Utz chips and my little beef and cheese. That was just get on your bike and go. And
now let me ask you though. Well, I don't know because you play soccer, so you pretty much you stay in pretty relatively good shape. Could you make
yeah,
that bike ride today?
I could, and I would. We've actually been talking about getting bikes because we want to do like, you get lazy, you become an adult, and you get into your routine. But I still, I play soccer. I love my soccer, and he's
Right,
getting me back into the gym because I'm 37, and this 37 weight don't sit the same as when it was 24. So it's like
right, right.
just we had nothing but energy. I remember climbing trees. When's the last time you saw a kid climb a tree? I would climb trees. I was a tomboy. There was no dresses, there were no heels, unless it was Sunday for church and I had to put them on. Other than that, you would catch me in beat up jeans, sneakers, a long big t-shirt that was oversized, and I'd be climbing a tree, or I'd be fighting and wrestling with boys,
I don't
or
say you
like
seem like the ones that would be
I was
fighting with the
wrestling with
boys.
boy.
Yeah.
I remember beating a boy up once. Like it's just those were times, and if you weren't home, your mama could call another kid and find out where you was. It was the phone tree.
Right.
Nowadays, where the hell are kids be? I have Life 360 to track my kids. I have a phone to track my kids. How does Stella track me? Hey, Brenda, is Sade home? Where they go? Oh, you can see them at the park. Okay, that was the iPhone of back in the day. That parent
So
phone tree.
I had a funny story about when I lived in the apartment complex. So like there was like a lot of kids, at least like 50 kids that lived in the apartment complex. So people kind of clicked up by age,
Mm-hmm.
and it was me and my friend. I was in sixth grade, he was in seventh grade, and it was a bunch of like third and fourth graders that were pissing us off with their balls. Like I kicked their ball on the roof, and then we proceeded to get jumped by a bunch of third, fourth graders.
Oh my God, AJ.
Oh man! And then playing Ding Dong Ditch. Like I don't know if you guys did that. Like it was.
Ding dong ditch, jumping out into the middle of the street when a car was coming and trying not to get hit. Like
Oh, you
all
guys
of
are
them dumb
crazy.
games. Oh, we was crazy. Right, psych, and then you get up like, oh, I ain't get hit by that car. Like things that you
Oh
almost
yeah,
died
y'all
at.
was crazy. We didn't
Yes.
do all that. I remember, playing Ding Dong Ditch. We Ding Dong Ditch our own houses, having my dad run out there. And we there was a because this is when we lived in San Dimas. There was a food a burger stand called Bravo Burger. To this day, I still miss Bravo Burger. They closed it down. Pisses me off. They had the best zucchini fries ever.
Why you so mad?
Man, I'm still mad. Like, okay, sidetrack on this story. I had finally got a car when I was living in Pasadena. Told my brother, "Hey, we going to Bravo Burger. We got to go to Bravo Burger." We drive 30 minutes all the way out to San Dimas to see a dirt lot. I was like, "Why didn't nobody tell me they closed Bravo Burger?"
Of course, they were going to tell you it was closed. You had to
Oh,
find
prank
that out for
calls.
yourself.
Prank calls.
Listen, not just prank. Oh wait, from I'm gonna go back up here real quick. Camille, my mama was the queen of talking shit. Okay, because my mama, first to last, don't let you have some news because she gonna tell everybody your business as you walking in the door. And besides that, she would be talking shit about every single person to another friend. She'd be like, girl, did you see her? I know. Head nappy as hell. Like we wasn't going to. That was Stella is the queen of petty because she would be like, I can't stand that bitch. She always be calling me and her breath is bad and the phone rings. She'd be like, hey girl, how you doing? I'd be like, you was just talking shit about her mama. I should put you on blast. But that was it. But no, not just prank calls. Call waiting back in the day. When you would call and tell somebody to be quiet and then call somebody else and have them talk shit about that person. Like, okay, girl, I'm gonna call Stefan real quick, all right? And I'm gonna have him say what he told me, all right? But I want you to be quiet. And then you'd call and be like, Stefan, yeah, you remember when you said Brittany had big teeth and her breath was bad? Right? I know that's crazy. And then Brittany gonna jump in, Stefan, that's why you stank. And you'd be like, see, Brittany, you were supposed to be quiet. That is the original catch them out. You had any screenshots back in the day. You had call waiting.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, at Bravo Burger, they had a like the electronic basketball game where it like keeps the score. So
Oh,
they
yeah.
had like a a contest. You sign up and whoever scored the most points, you would win $50. But they didn't have anybody like monitoring. So they would just be like, "Oh, when you're done, let us know and we'll record your score." So we figured out how to run the score up by pushing a
Of
piece
course
of
you did.
paper, ran the score up. $50
See,
split 4 ways with some kids. Yeah, we was balling at that time. Cheating out here cheating. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
cheating. Listen,
And
the
and
games. We played games though. You went to arcades. Like
arcade
arcades
that
for
was
real arcades. Dave and Buster is not an arcade. Dave and Buster is cute, but it's all about getting the coins. Back in the day, you can go into an arcade with $5 and be there for hours and play some games. Okay, Street Fighters, Pac-Man, Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat. Yep.
Listen, like what is going on? Why are these kids missing out on this stuff? We had amazing childhoods. We had childhoods. These kids are too busy trying to be grown, too busy making TikTok videos and missing out on
Man,
life.
don't get me. Have you ever
Every time
seen
we do
anybody
it,
make it?
my
Have you ever
daughters,
seen?
I have three teenage daughters. We go to eat at restaurants. We go to Cheesecake. We go Chili's, Applebee's. What's the first thing to do? We sit at the table and they'd be like, we got to go to the bathroom. All of them go to the bathroom. I just wait because I know they're on TikTok and I just wait and they make the video and I go look at their pages and it's them in the damn Cheesecake bathroom doing all this counting steps and crap and acting stupid in the bathroom.
I was driving through Pasadena the other day and I seen some girls making a TikTok video and it looks so stupid.
It looks so stupid.
Like I'm like, oh my god, this is so dumb. Hey, I remember there was an
Double O
arcade.
seven.
There was an arcade where like they had a Street Fighter console and having that claim to fame where you're just sitting there with a line of people behind you, just beating everybody, beating
Mhm.
everybody, beating everybody. Like, and that's another thing about arcades. Arcades took away people's uh, cowardice. You could be, like, you can't, like on Xbox Live, you over here calling people names and saying all this stuff. And now you
The
say that shit in
trash
arcade.
talking, the cursing and stuff in the headsets. I've heard my son for Fortnite. Fortnite has like 6-year-old kids calling people bitches. Where is
Man,
your mama? Where is your? I hear my son. The N word is used like the word the by groups of
yeah.
kids. Like, oh, you're a
Candy,
bitch. Oh, you suck. Oh, F you. You were supposed to be there for when I got shot. Like, you try that in an arcade, you face to face. Call me a bitch. Go on, call me. We standing right here. Let's
yeah,
go outside.
we both get in trouble today.
Like, what happened? Just what happened to old fashioned fighting? Kids don't even fight no more. They just shoot now. Now you get shot. They bring
You get
guns and
shot
knives
now.
to
Yeah.
school. You get shot. Back in the day, I'm gonna meet you at 3 o'clock when the
Square
bell
up.
rings. Square. I'm gonna meet you at 3 o'clock when the bell ring in front of the buses, and you make that big ass circle, and you hear fight, fight, fight. Like, come on.
Did you ever get into any fight? Did you get into any fights in school?
No, I was an angel. I would never. Yes, I did.
Never.
So I the first fight I ever got into was on picture day. I was in 5th grade. My little brother, I believe, was in first. And I had I remember my outfit and everything to the T. I had this white silk blouse my mama bought me. She let me wear her cross necklace, had my ponytail with the swoop bang because I had the hot comb treatment the night before. And I had on this yellow silk dress. Okay. And I'm in the front of the bus, like the angel that I am, and my brother's in the back. And I remember him saying, "No, stop hitting me." And I hear somebody say, "Jamie, somebody's hitting your brother." The bus pulls into the school. I jump over the seat in a dress, run to the back of the bus, pin this boy against the seat, and I am pounding on him. We are both in 5th grade, and I had no fear. I beat this boy's ass, and all the boys was like, "Ooh." Then we got off the bus, and of course, now I'm standing here, and my hair is all messed up, and I'm mad, and I'm crying because I don't want to look bad for pictures, and Stella gonna beat me if she got to come pick me up. And I remember the gym teacher loved me. He was like, "Jamie, what happened?" And I'm like, the tears are going and the water was like, "He was hitting my brother and I just went to the back of the bus and I don't know. I just blanked out." He's like, "It's okay. You go get ready for pictures, go to the bathroom, fix your face, and you have a good day." He's like, "You over here." That kid got in trouble. He didn't even call my mama. See?
Hey, there we
See?
go.
That was
I
a
mean,
good
like
answer. And
Camille,
that was the first time I realized, ooh, I can actually fight.
like Camille was saying here, that's why I think the Montgomery Brawl was so good. No guns, just old fashioned ass whooping.
Old fashioned. I felt that Montgomery brawl in my spirit and my soul. It made me feel good. Oh, wait, there's a child. What child's on my door? Okay, I'm on my podcast. Is it important right now? Okay, she'll be back.
All right, so
Mom.
we're gonna let's see. Let's talk about discontinued things that we miss,
Okay.
like different types of food. I'm gonna throw them up on the screen just for people to
Foods?
react to them.
Okay, I'm
Different
gonna
types
get
of
excited.
snacks.
I'm gonna get excited because
Let's
if I
see. Let's
see, I got one in
or
my
different.
mind right now. I swear to God, if I see it on that list, I'm gonna be like, "Yo,
So this one hurt me when it got discontinued because
okay."
this is one of my favorites. And here we go. Butterfinger BBs.
You know what?
There it
They
is.
were so sticky. Like you would bite into a Butterfinger BB and it would just be all caked in the back of the molars, but those were delicious. Those were.
Yeah. So supposedly they discontinued them because the chocolate melted at a lower melting point than it was supposed to. So they ended up discontinuing. I'm
Really?
like, man, yeah.
Huh.
So I don't know if this was something that was on just on the West Coast, but it was real popular when I was in high school. Fruitopia.
Fruitopia. Oh my God. Bruh. The business. Okay. That strawberry passion, that right there,
So yeah,
that was my joint.
those got discontinued 2003. I think you can still. I remember I read that you can still probably find them in Korea, but a lot of the times like why you
Why I
discontinue
gotta
it?
go to
Why?
Korea to get it? Like, I just want it
So I
here.
don't know. I don't know if I have it on the list. What you were saying. I'm gonna throw it up on screen. This might get a reaction from
Bruh.
there.
Bruh, it was nothing better than them high C when Ghostbusters came out and they had Slimer on them. Bruh, bruh.
Man, like this was actually a pretty good juice
The
drink.
best
Let me not
sugar
say
in a
juice.
box.
I'm not gonna say juice because it had no juice in it.
There was no juice. That was pure
It
sugar.
was a
That was
drink.
the thickest, like fruit punchy. It was so thick. It shouldn't have been that. It was pure syrup. That's why it was so delicious. So good.
Yeah,
So
man. Like that was one of my favorites. That got discontinued. I don't remember when, but I mean, Ghostbusters weren't that popular anymore, so I think they were like, well, why are we still doing this? Hold up. Sprinklers popsicles. I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that. I don't
Us.
remember that.
Have you guys had Sunny D as an adult?
Yes, it is not the same as the stuff
It
that we
is not.
had. They've
Same
made
thing
it
with Hawaiian
healthy.
Punch.
They've made Sunny D healthy. Who needs that? Do you remember back in the day, you would take a swallow of Sunny D at any temperature because you could drink it off the shelf or out the fridge, and it would coat your stomach in a film. Why?
Doesn't
It would
doesn't sound appealing.
literally
It doesn't
coat
sound
your
good now.
stomach. It would like you would take a sip and your tongue would be coated and almost like a candle wax. What were we drinking? And why was it so cheap? And why did every black mama have some in her fridge?
Man, man, Camille, those chocolate chip cookies at
I've
break were
never
so
heard of
good.
those. We didn't
They
have
were at
those.
our high school. They were at our high school, and I swear it was like somebody's mom was cooking in the cafeteria or something. Like somebody's grandma. Like the cookies were, they were fresh. They were good. Like they tasted like somebody made them like fresh every day from scratch.
What? See,
Yeah,
no. We had
we.
them plain hard ass sugar cookies that you could break bricks with in our cafeteria. That's what we had.
Oh,
We had them
so
jailhouse sugar cookies.
let's throw another thing up here. I don't know if people are gonna remember this one too much. Mickey's
Yes,
Parade
the
Pops.
Mickey Mouse bitch. Listen, listen, listen. I had me. Those were the business. When the ice cream truck would come,
hmm
I was getting one. I was
They
getting one.
also had the one where Mickey was like ice cream, and then they had the
I
chocolate
was gonna
ears.
say, or they had the chocolate
Yeah.
ears and he had the bubblegum eyes. So they've changed it now. He doesn't have bubblegum
hmm
eyes anymore. The eyes are tinier and they're little chocolate balls now. And the ice
I
cream
think
is
they were.
10 times smaller than it used to be.
Oh, the one with the crazy eyes.
The
I think
SpongeBob
I have that. I think I have
Machiko,
that one
the
on here. I
SpongeBob
have that
one
one
is
on
not
here.
the same. Just like I said about the Mickey Mouse one, the SpongeBob one is the same. They made it smaller. He doesn't have the big crazy eyes anymore. He's only got little tiny chocolate eyes as well.
I think the gum was a choking hazard. I think that's what it
Oh, that's
was.
why now it's literally you put the chocolate in your mouth and you don't even have to chew it. It starts to melt. So I
It
guarantee, like the screwball with that big ass bubble gum in the bottom of it.
right.
You chew the gum, 3 chews in, your jaw is hard as a rock, and it's time to spit the gum out. All the flavor's gone. 2 chews.
No flavor whatsoever.
No, that was like the bazooka gum with the zebra on the front. No,
That didn't
what was
last.
it?
That didn't
Zebra
last long at
stripe?
all.
3 chews of the zebra stripes gum flavor is
Here,
gone. You were chewing on
here we go,
air.
Machiko. You talking about that
No,
guy? Talking about this SpongeBob, like the eyes are all off and shit. Like, damn, come on, bro.
because it would start melting, so the eyes would start shifting, and SpongeBob was all cockeyed. Oh my god, that was great.
So yeah, there was other things in food that were also
Did AJ just drop? He just dropped. AJ dropped like a whore on her knees in a hotel. Okay. Well, oh, yep, there you go.
my bad. I backed out of the.
Whoop.
I fucked up. But there's
Yes,
other
they
things
still
that
sell corn nuts. Yes, they still sell them nasty ass corn nuts. They got them
I
here.
never, I never liked corn nuts.
Find a good bodega. They still got them. I never liked the corn nuts.
Never was a fan of corn nuts.
Couldn't get into them.
I'm not a fan of overly crunchy foods. I always feel like my teeth are gonna break. 'Cause one time they did. So I'm traumatized by that. Speaking of traumatized, I'm gonna throw something up here, and we all have to deal with it. Y2K, the Y2K bug.
Listen, you know how scared we were that we thought it was the end of days?
We man,
Name
and then
say
okay.
2000 party over. Oops, out of time. We thought it was the end of it.
Prince was so smart making that song because he came up as soon as that shit
That
came back
was the
around.
song that he was ahead of his time. Prince knew that song, 1999 Y2K. They played that song over
Then
and
Will
over to the record warped.
Will Smith had his version. I don't think it was as popular as
It was not
1999.
popping because they were still playing Prince over his.
Even though I did like that song, y'all can make fun of me all you want. I did like that song. I don't care.
I love all Will Smith stuff. He can't do no wrong. And even when he slapped Chris Rock, that was deserved.
Oh no,
So
I was all for it. Chris Rock needs to get slapped once a year.
all the time, all the
So
time.
what do you mean? So I know now after researching, my mom and dad didn't let us get caught up in it. Caught up in what?
Oh, Y2K.
Y2K. Yeah, I didn't know no better. I was like, well, the news is saying some shit is gonna happen. At the time, I was a little more religious in my head. So I'm thinking the world was gonna end. I'm like, the world's gonna end. So, we're staying up. My mom didn't let me go nowhere because she thought people were gonna be tripping during New Year's. So we do the countdown and nothing happens. I'm like, this is disappointing. I'm going to bed.
Listen,
Screw
I just
this.
remember Stella being like, "Take your black ass to bed. You got school tomorrow." So that's all I remember because her thing
I
was, unless they put some money in my account, I don't want to hear it. Go to bed, Jamie. That was it.
don't really care. Oh, I missed
That
one of
was
the
it.
food things that I was a fan of them. I don't know if a lot of people
Oh
like
my god,
them.
those
These
were
were so good.
delicious.
These were
They're
so good.
so good. They really don't make those anymore. I haven't had an
Now
Altoid in years.
I think they still make the mints, but they don't make the sours.
The sours were amazing. I would pop those things like they were just regular candy. Just popping tangerine sour because that
Oh
sourness.
yeah, yeah. That was happening around that time.
Hmm.
A lot of cults started popping up around that time. Heaven's Gate
Hmm.
and stuff like that, and those people went to their spaceship. Like uh Jim Jones, he should have been a boxer. He had the most powerful punch of all time. So was
But you
this
see,
was
you pointed out foods that like came and went and they haven't brought them back. But like there's foods that came, went, and they brought them back and they're not the same. Like Dunkaroos.
right?
Dunkaroos are
Not
not
the
the
same.
same Dunkaroos that were pure sugar. Like when we were kids, that was like liquid crack in that frosting for Dunkaroos. It's
Mm,
so healthy now. It's not the same. Most cereals, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, they done revamped Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's not crack like sugar like it used to be. Honeycomb, not the same. Like them
I hate
Count
when they change
Chocula,
formulas.
no, they change
Like,
all the formulas. They make everything so healthy because everybody's gluten free or vegan or this or that. So they got to make it for everyone now. And I'm like, don't eat the peanuts. If you got a peanut
yeah,
allergy, stay away.
Rice Krispie cereal was so fucking good.
The
That shit
business
was
with
fire.
Cheeto.
Yes, it was. And
They
the
said it
Oreo,
was too like too much sugar. It was too much sugar.
yeah, Hawaiian Punch sucks now.
Hawaiian Punch is legit crack for the hood. They knew every black mama was gonna buy that big ass jug of cheap ass Hawaiian Punch to keep us stupid. It's the nastiest juice ever, ever.
you
It
know,
is hood
even
made.
McDonald's changed the formula to their fries. They're still
Yep,
good, but it's not made with like beef tallow anymore. So that was that change too. Hey, the Hawaiian Punch,
it has
I don't know.
always
I
been
loved it as
horrible.
a
She was
kid.
100% right. We didn't know better as kids. Look at the dumb
I
shit we
I
did as
guess
kids.
that's what it
Look,
was.
look at the dumb shit we did as kids. Tell me we were making
Man,
good decisions because we weren't. Okay, mom,
those
I'll drink this purple drink. It wasn't even flavors. It wasn't grape. It wasn't orange. It was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna drink this red drink. Let me have some
you
of this
you know
purple drink.
a drink is bad when the first ingredient is sugar, not water, sugar.
It's
Like
not Coast. It don't end in OSE. It's just sugar.
sugar. Like
Oh,
nah, man.
but
Like
Chico, the minute that Jamaican stick left the Apple Jacks box, it was not the same. The minute they stopped making them commercials where that Jamaican cinnamon stick was singing, swinging through
yeah,
the
it
vines
was
in the
not the
jungle,
same.
it was not the same. I peeped that too. I peeped that. They
So
be missing things.
I feel this product here was kind of like the original. Hey, where did it go? Crystal Pepsi.
That deserved to disappear. That. I'm
It
okay with that being gone.
it was it was
Completely okay.
Pepsi's it was Pepsi's attempt to look healthy, appear healthy or whatever. Coke Coke followed along, but it didn't do too well. I personally remember liking clear Pepsi as a kid. They brought it back and it was just like, eh, this is it's Pepsi without the dye, basically.
Listen, Coke wasn't the same when they took the Coke out of the Coke.
You know, American Coke American Coke is not as good as the Mexican Coke because
Because
of
it still
high
got
fructose.
booger sugar in it. Of course it's not. Hello.
high, high fructose corn syrup. Like it doesn't. You've never had
Oh,
like a Mexican.
Chico.
Bring us back to cocaine.
Give us
Hey,
back the cocaine.
you spell cocaine wrong. You spell cocaine wrong. Cocaine is supposed to always be in all caps. Cocaine's supposed to be in all caps all the time.
All the time. We watched Cocaine
Every
Bear.
time.
Bruh. That bear. That is what that is what Coca-Cola used to do to you. Okay? Because it used to have booger sugar in it. They fucking up. They fucking up.
But fast. There you go. Cocaine. It's supposed to be yelled at all times. But fast food places are notorious for getting rid of things as well. I don't know how much fast food you do eat. I am a fast food connoisseur. I remember the first thing they got rid of that I was pissed off about was the Arch Deluxe. And this was McDonald's attempt to try to appeal to adults. So it was like a mustard mayo sauce, had cheese, had peppered bacon, lettuce, tomato, onion on a sesame seed bun. I thought that shit was fire. They got rid of it because it wasn't selling too well. So the Mexican pizza,
When it first came out, I liked it. When they brought it back, I don't like it. It's not the
I
same.
still I, I still love it. Still a fan. I actually had the luck. I went to a Taco Bell and it tasted like everything was just made. Like it just like came out of the pot. Like they just made it that way instead of having to sit under the heat lamp. I'm like, God damn, this is good as hell. But I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, the Mexican pizza used to have green onions and olives on it. They took those off of there.
Of course they did. That's extra cost. We're gonna charge you
And
more, but we're gonna take away ingredients. Duh.
and and one of the reasons
America.
the reason they got rid of it is it has something to do with the box or something wasn't environmentally some sound or whatever. Oh, Mighty Wings. I do remember that. I had them once. I think I liked them. I remember,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I remember the Mighty Wings. I was never a big wing person, so I've never like ordered them.
they were pretty good. I wasn't a wing person at the time, but I remember having them. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. McDonald's actually used to have pizza back then. But
McDonald's used to be the business for real back in the day. A Happy Meal used to really make a kid happy.
yeah, the Happy Meal. I remember when I transitioned from getting Happy Meals to Big People Meals, the adult meals. I vividly remember that I was me and my dad went to go get food for the rest of the family, and my dad's ordering, and I was like, I don't want a Happy Meal, and he had this look like, the fuck you mean you don't want a Happy Meal? And
Everybody.
I remember getting a Big Mac supersize, and my dad low key complained like, boy, that's $5. We wish it was $5 now.
You know what they took away? So like my kids loved Go-Gurt. That used to be the snack I'd put in their lunch boxes. But we had Trix yogurt. That Trix
Yes.
yogurt, baby, I would sit there and eat like four in a row. And they used to make them small. Trix yogurt was the business. I don't care
I
what
got
nobody say.
I got a funny story about Go-Gurts. So my grandma used to put them in the freezer for us. So you squeeze the Go-Gurt up, right?
Yep,
The since it was condensation on it, I went to squeeze it, punched myself right in the face, bloody lip. And
that's hilarious.
my brother,
It's hilarious.
like busted open. Like, damn, like what the hell happened? Did they have
That's
gummy
something you
bears?
would do.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I'm looking at it and break my glasses. Like, damn.
Bruh, breaking glasses back in the day as a kid, fear for your life. Don't break them glass. Don't
I
tell your mama. I would tape them. I would do anything. I would anybody you could beat me up all you want. Let me take my glasses off first. I am not telling Stella I done broke or lost these glasses.
so I know that you. I know you used to wear broken glasses. Then.
Yep. With the tape
Yeah,
in the
me
middle,
too.
best believe it.
Or
Tape
like
right
my
here
my
or right in the middle.
my what would happen with me? I broke my glasses, and my mom was like, "Damn, put mine on. See if you can see. See if you can see with mine." So I actually could see with her glasses, so I would wear hers, and they were like, real big on my face.
You had the
Yeah,
Estelle
but
Getty
it's
size
just
grandma
big. Yeah,
glasses.
man, big as fuck on my face.
Oh my god.
As a kid, didn't really. I'm like, well, I could see, so I mean, that's all that matters to me.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
So yeah, there's some other things from back in the day that don't exist now. And this as a gamer, Machiko, you might understand this one too. Camille, maybe even putting in a code for a video game, a
Yep.
cheat code. There's
Yep.
no more
All
cheat
the time.
codes.
There's no more
There's,
cheat codes.
I think there
Listen,
still might be some on San Andreas or on Grand Theft Auto 5, but like that was like the thing back in the day. Like you get like a Game Pro or Electric Gamer magazine, and then you go to the back and they have a bunch of like cheat codes.
listen, Tomb Raider, I was the damn queen of that up, down, X, Y, X, Y, L, R, L, R, because it would give her, she would
You
be
know,
invincible. It would give her infinite guns. She would never run out of bullets. But I tell you, and Sonic, I'm Sonic, I loved some damn cheat codes. Me and my brother would master them shits. Master a cheat.
uh, hold down A, up, down, left, right, push A, push start, so you can
Like a boss.
pick the level you want it to go on. I don't remember. I don't remember the codes too much, like verbatim, like you just did, like that one. My brother used to play Grand Theft Auto, and he'd be like, "Yeah, it's like this."
Yes,
Like
GTA. That was my favorite. Wait, Twisted Metal? Twisted
you could
Metal.
you could not beat that game without a
Could
code.
not beat that game without a code. Listen,
Code was hard as
I
shit.
used
The
to
hardest
hate
shit.
playing my brother. So then after a while, once we both put the codes in, we wouldn't go after each other anymore. We would just drive around and do dumb shit. But you were not beating Twisted Metal without a
You can't
code.
beat
That
that
fucking
without the
clown
God
ice
mode.
cream truck, you were not, it was not
Not
happening.
beat none of that.
That was my
Nah,
game though. I loved that game.
I need to. Have you watched the show yet?
There's a show.
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, the Mortal
No,
Kombat
see,
Blood Code.
Leslie, I'm so mad at you because that would be what my brother would do when we would play each other, and he would always get Raiden. So he would just be pushing the buttons, and Raiden would do that spin thing into your stomach, and then the lightning would come from the sky, and he would always win. And then he'd cut my head off with Raiden's hat, and I'd be like, "I'm not playing with you anymore. I
Oh,
don't want to play
that's
with you anymore.
Kung Lao with the hat.
I
Kung Lao
don't
was
want
with
to."
the hat.
I used to wait. Was that? Oh yeah. See the hat? No, all of them. My brother used to cheat. Or Jax, he would just keep punching the ground, so you would fall backwards. No.
You know, it's funny you mentioned Jax. I noticed some. I noticed a trope with black characters around that time. They all punch the ground.
What they trying to
A
say?
lot of the black characters would punch the ground.
Like a gorilla.
There's
Just saying.
there's there's at least 3 or 4 characters that would punch the ground.
No, I used to hate it. I would play him, and if he was Jax, he would just keep punching the ground. If he was Raiden, he would just keep shooting me with lightning. If he was Sub-Zero, he would just keep freezing me. If he was Scorpion, get over here. No, I hated playing with him so much. And he wouldn't even be looking. He would just be like pushing the buttons, and I'd be like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm never playing with you again. And then he would sucker me into it again every time.
Mortal Kombat was my shit, and it's still my shit. I thought I was good. I thought I was good at Mortal Kombat until I got online and I played somebody and they beat the living. They beat me so bad I saved the video.
That's a
Like
badass one.
I was like, Jesus Christ, like that's ridiculous. Like kudos to you, goddamn. So
Oh,
there's one thing that I'm gonna mention that I kind of miss, It's becoming obsolete now. But TV, less is more with TV. So now, like you just said, right now, there's a Twisted Metal show.
Hmm.
There's there's literally 5,000 shows on TV now on streaming. So like if you want to watch, if you want to watch something, like I'll use The Boys for example.
Okay.
You want to watch The Boys, you have to have Amazon Prime. But if you go to Amazon Prime, there's a bunch of shows on Amazon Prime. There's a bunch of shows on Netflix. There's a bunch of shows on all these other streaming services. So back in the day, if you wanted to watch The Simpsons, The Simpsons came on at 8 o'clock on Sunday, and you knew when
Hmm.
The Simpsons came on.
Yep.
You would have to watch it then. If you don't watch it, that's just if you missed it, you just missed it.
Next week.
Unless you know, unless you recorded it or something. So I think TV back then meant a lot more because it was
Yeah.
this
In the
time
moment.
you have to watch it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think TV there was there was more of a incentive to have a quality show because
Yeah,
if
that's
your
true.
show wasn't quality, you're losing your spot.
Yeah.
I do miss that. Oh, while we're talking about TV, Jamie, did you watch TRL
Of
or
course I
106 and
watched
Park?
TRL. I watched TRL and 106 in
You're a
Park.
TRL person.
I was a
It
TRL
wasn't.
girl first though. Suburbs, lots of white kids around me. TRL girl.
And 106
But
and Park came out.
106 in Park
My
did take me in after a while. Yeah.
Yeah, 106 and Park was my senior year of high school, so I vividly remember like that was like a big deal for us. Speaking of school, speaking of school, these kids nowadays will never get that feeling because they got text messages. What do we have instead of text messages? Passing notes in class.
Bruh, do you remember making the football? Making the football
Yeah,
notes? I
football.
did that. I used to make football notes and you'd be like, hey, tap somebody on the shoulder, pass this up to Jimmy. That was that was the original text back then. Listen.
Like it was always awesome. You're sitting around, paying attention to the teacher like you're supposed to, and somebody taps you on the shoulder and hands you a note. Oh man, that was great. That was great.
Nostalgic times. We don't
I
have
got my
that anymore.
first phone number like that, and she had a whole little note with it too, and everything. And I held on to that little note forever until the fucking paper disintegrated. Like the paper literally fell apart at one point.
I can't.
So I kept all the notes that I had for as long as I could until the paper, paper falls apart. But yeah, I kept all those notes. I'm That's how I am. So did you guys have this back in school?
Have what?
This stupid this thing here, Pogs.
Oh, we had those, but they weren't that big over here.
And they used to take it away from us because they were like, oh, that's like gambling.
Yeah, that's because that's what y'all was using it for.
Oh man. See, we didn't have lockers at my school, so we didn't even get it slipped into our locker. So are there any? Oh, I forgot about a couple things. I missed a couple things.
Oh wait, hold on. My other child is about to leave to go to her dad's house. So I'm going to disappear for a minute and then I'm going to reappear so I can go say bye.
Okay.
All right, I'll be back, people.
Yeah,
You
we
keep
didn't have
talking,
lockers
AJ.
at we didn't have lockers at my school, but that would have been nice though. I did, when I was in fourth grade. Did you have like the candy grams? Do you remember those? Like during like Valentine's Day or whatever it was. So I remember my fourth grade. I was in fourth grade. Every holiday for Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter, and with some other holiday, I would get a candygram and it would say from your secret admirer. And then she told me at the last day of school, she was like, "Oh, those are all those candygrams for me. I'm your secret admirer." And then I never seen her again. Those were candygrams. Like those were cool. I don't know if kids still do that nowadays. I'm pretty sure it's probably something like, "Oh, we don't want kids feeling bad because not everybody got one. So since everybody got one, nobody's getting one. Nobody be happy if not everybody can be happy." I don't know. The kids still get those in school, the candygrams. Yeah, that was what was the thing we oh the little thing we like that. What was that shit called? It had like a specific name though, didn't it? Was it like something catcher or something like that? Drink no. What was that thing called? We did some odd things. Okay, so candygrams do still exist. See, that's nice. You go, Glen Coco. See, that's the reference for that, you know. But yeah, that was my fourth grade year was probably like one of my favorite grades. Had my friends, and I won an award in my fourth grade when I was in fourth grade. It was the Perseverance Award because I was getting bad grades at the beginning of the year, towards the end of the year, getting straight A's. It had nothing to do with perseverance. It was merely because I didn't have glasses and I couldn't see. So I wasn't, writing down what was on the board, getting bad grades or whatever, and ended up getting this award. It was like, from all the kids in the district. So they had this assembly, and I'm just like, why is my mom at this assembly? Whatever. So then they called me up, and I got this like bag of like just gift certificates to everywhere in San Diego. It's like it was awesome. In and out, and movie theaters, and bowling, and different kind of candies. And I had a hat. And it was that's my Al Bundy story, guys. You guys got to clap it up. 4 touchdowns in one game. So yeah, we're just gonna be talking about stuff until Jamie gets back. Wait, hold on. I think I got a banner for that, or did I delete it? Yeah, I deleted it. I can make another one as we wait for Mrs. Sear. It's not Miss Johnson anymore. Yeah, today was kind of different. Uh, you know, things happen. So as we wait for Jamie. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good time. 1994. That's when I first started wearing glasses also. Which was like, you know, first put the glasses on, I'm like, "Oh my god, is this what the world looks like?" Cuz like, when you're younger, you just think like everything is fuzzy. I did not persevere. It was actually more of like I didn't I couldn't see the board, so I wasn't writing down the assignments. I was just like, I don't know what that says, so I'm just gonna write down scribbles or whatever. And I think the teacher ended up telling my mom, like, I think you might not be able to see very well. So then, I ended up getting glasses. You bought your first CD. What was the first CD you bought? Like as a fully functioning person. So I remember the first single that I brought, and like, damn, I'm looking at it now, like, what the hell? It was it was a single tape. It was you know one song, one or two songs. That's how they used to do it. Sell you one or two songs for like $3 or something like that to be on a tape. And the first song, the first tape that I bought was Kid Frost, East Side Rendezvous, SWV. See, I was never really like, I don't know. I liked obscure. Not everybody likes these songs. I'm pretty sure none of you have even heard East Side Rendezvous by Kid Frost, let alone even know who Kid Frost is. Camille might know. Camille be knowing music, so I don't know. Camille might know who Kid Frost is. So I had notes for this episode because I didn't want to forget anything. Saving up the allowance, man. I remember getting a $5 bill and feeling rich. Somebody give me a $5 bill now. I'm just gonna shove it in my pocket. I'm not even gonna say thank you or be mad. It's just, I suppose. Usher or Tevin Campbell. Hey, that's a pretty big difference of time release. Like you mean Usher from Usher My Way Usher or the Usher like there was a there was an album Usher came out with before that. And I remember he didn't really get much attention because people thought he was too adult for his time. Camille, hey, this is for Mirasa. Yeah. I think if you heard Eastside Rendezvous, you might be like, I think I remember this song. Kid, oh yeah, old Usher. I don't remember any of the songs off the top of my head, but I do remember him having an album before My Way. Hey, Usher was like eighth grade nostalgia for me because like he was real hot at that time, like 97, 98. Uh, you Make Me Wanna had came out. Think about that song. That's kind of a fucked up song. You think about it. You make me want to leave the one I'm with. But Puff Daddy never does well with anybody. Like I'm pretty sure if Big lived, if he would have lived, him and Diddy would have split because Diddy does not do well with any artist. He lucked up with Big, and that's I'm not. This ain't about conspiracy theories. So I'm not gonna get on my high horse about that. But maybe I can't talk about it right now until Jamie comes back. Puffy probably has something to do with Biggie dying. I wouldn't be surprised. Hey,
Hey,
there
you
you
guys are
go.
still here? I was saying goodbyes and everything.
Yeah,
Dog's losing his fucking mind.
we were talking about what was the first bit of music that you bought as a kid, like when you were able to do that.
Wow. Dang, that's tough.
Yeah, so for me
I
it was
want to say the first like thing I brought was a 3LW CD.
okay.
It was all the broken promises, but I'm pretty sure the first piece of music I bought was like three. Oh, and then it was the Black Street album because No Diggity was out,
Mhm.
and I thought I was so
Oh,
cool. Those were my
don't
first
leave.
two real non-burned at home pieces of music that I bought.
Yeah, I said it was for me. It was a single. It was a cassette tape. It was a guy named Kid Frost and a song called East Side Rendezvous.
Oh my god!
And I'm pretty sure nobody knows that damn song. Like,
No,
y'all go ahead and look it up. Laugh at
I
me
was
all you
about to
want.
say we gotta look that one up because
Come on and roll with me. Yeah, it was some of the you look back at some of the songs that you like back in the day, and you're like,
we had horrible songs back in the day. If you listen to like the lyrics, yeah, we had terrible. I'm telling you, Camille promises. That was my joint. Me and my girlfriends thought we were 3LW. You couldn't tell us nothing. Couldn't,
so yeah. For me back in the day, I was a big Bone Thugs Harmony fan. That was my shit.
bruh. Crossroads. You couldn't.
I I had a friend that used to make fun of me for not liking Bone Thugs Harmony. Like Oh, it's a bony bone world, and I bet you your favorite food is mashed bone potatoes and macaroni and
Listen,
cheese. Like,
my legit, when Bone Thugs came out with that song with Mariah Carey, Breakdown,
hey, that song was hot.
you couldn't tell me nothing. I was terrible harmonizing to all of Mariah's parts. Thought I was the shit.
Yeah, like that song was super hot.
That's still my I could blast that to this day. That's a good hit.
She had another song she did with Crazy. Just it was just her, Crazy Bone, and the Brat, and it was like to the song that I still believe from uh from Willy Wonka. They
What?
sampled that. Yeah, it's a pretty song.
You know what? I'm playing it in my head right now.
I still believe.
Yep. That's someday you and
Yeah.
me. Yep, 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 yep.
So, oh, since you're back, change the banner now. Let's
Waiting for
get back.
Jamie.
Let's get back to it. Do we still want to talk about discontinued things, or are we gonna move on?
I mean, there's so many other nostalgic things to talk about.
Oh, but yeah, there are. There's one big one that was probably a big part of everybody's life who is a millennial, and that is that right there. Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Yeah,
I had a Blockbuster card. Hey, you ain't old until you've had a Blockbuster card in your wallet. And I did. And you got to make sure you rewind the video before you return. Be kind, rewind.
rewind.
That's what it said. Be kind,
Then they had
rewind.
then they had their competitor there, Hollywood
Hollywood
Video.
Video. They just couldn't compete because
They couldn't
Blockbuster would
compete.
have that wall of the new features, and whenever a first time scary movie came out, you'd be up on that wall, and you're hoping there's a video behind it, because if there's a video behind it, that means that there's one in the back. See,
See, I
man,
think that was one of the things that made Blockbuster special because okay, we got streaming now, right? If you want to watch Thor Ragnarok, you know exactly where to go. You know it's going to be there.
mm-hmm.
But with Blockbuster, well, hell, I want to rent Road to Perdition. Is it going to be there? You don't know.
Is it gonna be there? I don't know. Let's find out. You walk down that aisle, you find the R's. Okay, you find the genre, you find the case. What's behind the case? Is there a VHS back there? Is it? Because if there is, then you have one to take home. If there's not, it's that piece of paper that you take to the front and they put you on the list and they give you a little callie
Or
call when it come in. Man, listen.
or you can hopefully depending on the employee if they're nice. Hey, can you check if it's in the box for me? If it's in the return box.
Yep, if it's in the return box, because they'll look and they'll be like, oh, it looks like somebody's supposed to be returning it. Be like, can you see if they returned it? Listen, like Leslie said, that new release, pressed, pressed, because every Friday they put the new releases out and they change it up. I remember because I would be like Friday after school, the Blockbuster was down the street from my school. I would walk there. I couldn't wait to turn 16 to go get a Blockbuster card. Made all of my those are good times.
Now, I had a pretty fucked up situation renting from Blockbuster, and this is when I had a Sega Genesis, and I rented Mortal Kombat 3, I believe it was, and somebody switched one of their shitty games and took the sticker and put it over it. So it said Mortal Kombat on the thing, so you put it in, and not only was it not Mortal Kombat, it was Bugsby.
All the
I don't
time.
know if you know about Bugsby.
Oh yeah,
I don't
I
know if you
know.
know about Bugsby. He is considered one of the worst franchises of all time. And as a kid, I was so confused. I didn't know what the hell happened. I'm
You
like, did
just got
they?
duped.
I was like, dude, this is fucked up.
You got duped.
All right, so let's move on to the last and final topic: the bad parts of nostalgia. So, with these big companies like Disney and Warner Brothers is really bad for it. Really, really bad. or you got these reboots. And one of the first reboots I want to talk about is something that, as a kid, I really liked. As an adult, I don't remember it too much, but it was still something. And that's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my god, that remake was horrendous. First of last, they were horrifying to look at.
Right. This is the Michael
Horrifying.
Bay. This is the Michael Bay version that we're talking about
Horrifying.
now. Michael Bay wanted them to be aliens. Like, motherfucker, this is Teenage Mutant.
They're turtles that were
Mutant.
flushed. What are you doing?
They're from Earth, god damn it, but
Yeah, they're
they're
not
mutants.
aliens.
Like, they really fucked that up. So there was a time, I'll say in the early 2000s, where there was a lot of reboots coming out. A lot of reboots coming out.
Yeah.
Transformers, that's another one. Uh, Michael Bay again. Michael Bay. I don't, as you can tell, I do not like Michael Bay because he thinks explosions equals movie.
That
So
does.
he no, no. There is another reboot to the Ninja Turtles movie or to the
Why?
Ninja Turtles franchise, but I think that one's doing a little better than this past one that we just showed up here with the live action. You know, it's them capitalizing off of nostalgia, and
Yeah, pretty much.
that's not always a good thing. Now there is one that I do want to talk about. I don't know if Machiko's in here anymore, but she pointed it out to me, and that is Looney Tunes. So this is the old school, how they are now, and this is them now. Not too much of a change.
That didn't
You
change too
do,
much.
yeah. They still they're a little more angular in their drawings
They're
now, but
definitely
still look at.
more artsy now.
But I will say the new rebooted Looney Tunes is funny as fuck. It's funny as hell.
As
Like
long as it's
Donnie,
funny.
it's funny. Um, they did change up Lola Bunny's character personality way too much. Like in Space Jam, she was kind of the cool girl. She didn't really care about guys. Now they made her a complete airhead, bimbo, guy crazy, like stereotypical, like kind of like blonde, stereotypical blonde.
Oh. Yeah,
Not a fan of
no,
that. Like,
that's not Lola Bunny.
y'all massacred my girl out here. Like the first episode I seen her in, it was funny. Don't get me wrong, but they had her real like boy crazy over Bugs, and Bugs is like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Like it's a pretty funny show.
Bugs Bunny, I could watch any cartoon with just Bugs Bunny. He was that nigga. Like, Bugs did some shit and didn't give a fuck. He didn't
At all,
at
at
all.
all.
There was some classics. I mean, he could put on a fucking fruit hat and dance around and like, come on, like just the Bugs Bunny alone, the most
I
badass.
still think it's funny. I still think it's funny in the show. They still have him like dressing up as a woman quite a bit
But
because
he did. He would dress
he
up
did that
and
all the time. I
listen,
thought it was. I think it's funny because like
hilarious,
you got these
hilarious.
people like drag queens and all this stuff. Motherfucking Bugs Bunny been doing it since the 1930s.
Since way back.
So what you talking?
Like
What you
that's what
talking
I'm
about?
saying. People are like, oh, they're trying to force drag on people in cartoons. Bugs Bunny been doing this for a minute, but look back. You remember that
Y'all
fruit
grew up
hat when
just
he had the
fine.
dress on in the nightclub? Like Bugs Bunny been doing this for a minute.
He would kiss people as a diss.
Yeah, yeah.
Kiss people, ha ha, and kiss them.
Bugs
Like
Bunny.
I want to talk about a slightly controversial character when it comes to Looney Tunes. Because somebody pointed something out to me, and I was like, you know what? I rock with that idea, and that is Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le
I
Pew.
mean,
Oh, real
Pepe's
quick before
kind
I
of a
get on that,
rapist, just a little bit, but whatever. No means no.
he was forceful, but we're not supposed to like him. I mean, he literally stinks. You don't want to be the stinky guy that's going around doing this stuff. He was a precautionary tale. Don't be like this guy. Don't be this dude.
Yeah, don't be the rapist dude in the club. No means no, people. No is a
No,
full
no means
sentence.
no. Consent is necessary.
This
Always and
chick,
forever.
that cat ran from his ass.
Not all the time though. Not all the time. There was some times where it was actually flipped around sometimes where she would be chasing him. Like, I don't know, he lost his scent one time and
He lost
she
his
ended
scent
up,
that one time.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
and she was the stinky one. Oh, now Camille's talking about Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck on the new one is such a nigga, it's hilarious. Like
Daffy
stereotypical,
Duck
like
is a nigga all day.
all day. Like he was, he, he went on a date and was like, "Hey, you got this, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, I got it." And he was like, "Oh, waiter, we'll have dessert." Really,
That
bro?
listen, Daffy Duck was Daffy went out of his way to annoy people and then would literally get his mouth slapped backwards. Like,
Yo,
come on, nigga.
fun fact for you, Jamie. Do you know when Bugs Bunny's birthday is?
No, when is it?
It is July 27th.
Why do you know this?
Because it was on the show, and I was like, "Are they just saying an arbitrary number?" So I googled it, and that is actually his birthday. That was his debut, July 27th. So
That's so crazy.
that makes him a Leo.
He is a Leo. See, I knew it, bitch. I knew. Makes so much
And
sense.
based on his personality, he's a Leo to the core.
A Leo, narcissistic, full of himself, can't tell him shit.
Shit
Okay,
talker.
shit talker, in your
Don't
face
really
shit talker,
don't really be
even when
worrying
wrong.
too much. You don't worry about too much.
No, don't care.
Talking about I made a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Where am I?
It doesn't matter
so we
because you're
did
a Leo.
so we did mention the Animaniacs. They actually had a reboot as well, and they did a pretty good job with that reboot. They did a good job with that reboot.
I didn't even know there was a reboot.
It was on Hulu. I think they only had like 8 or 10 episodes, but it was mostly the Animaniacs, the Wacko Yakko and Dot, and then they had episodes of Pinky and the Brain. They made fun of Donald. They made fun of Donald Trump in the first episode, so I was already hooked right there. I'm like, if you make fun of Donald Trump, I'm good. Like, yeah, he deserves to be made fun of all times, every day, all day. But yeah, they try to capitalize on our nostalgia nowadays. I feel a lot of people are starting to notice that, so they're kind of like, maybe we should dial it back a little bit. There's two movies that I hope they never ever remake because they will ruin my so-called childhood, as the kids say online, and that is The Sandlot and the Back
Sandlot.
to the Future trilogy.
No, they can't touch that. Michael J.
Don't
Fox, him, like you can't touch that. You can't touch that. No.
Originally they wanted somebody else to play that role. Got it with Tom Cruise. They wanted somebody else to play that role at first, but they said that person was too serious. They wanted somebody a little more quirky, so that's why they went with Michael J. Fox.
No, Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd are irreplaceable. There is no remaking that. There is, yeah, because I remember they had talked about it at one point and they were thinking about having Kramer from
Ooh,
Seinfeld as Christopher Lloyd. There is
yeah,
no, don't you ever in your life ever try to replace Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox. It's not happening. I don't want to
yes.
hear it and I don't want to see it.
Clueless is another movie that they should not touch. Don't remake it. Leave it alone.
Ever.
Kevin Bacon. That's who. That's who was supposed to play.
That's right. Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't him. I'm glad it was Michael J. Fox because we will him now, he's such a shell of himself because of Parkinson's, but it's like we will always have that memory of him as Teen Wolf and literally like that's How do you replace Marty? Marty and Teen Wolf, there's nobody else. It's Michael J. Fox. And we will remember him as
Right.
that and not as he is now.
Right. Rick and Morty is based off of those two characters, from what I've read.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Because
Rick and
look
Morty.
at Rick. Look at Rick. The
Right.
crazy professor. Look at Rick.
Yeah. I mean, same thing with Marty's or Morty. I mean, his name Morty. Marty. I mean,
It's
that's the names are
yeah,
even
it's
close.
Morty, but then it's Marty in Back to the Future. So it's like, yeah.
I like Rick and Morty, except for one thing that they do, and it's probably just a me thing, and I pick up on the way people speak often. They always say each other's names back and forth when they're talking. That I don't know. That bugs me. Don't mind me. Leave me. I let me
That's
go. I'm
definitely an AJism. But I do
yeah,
notice every time Morty is talking to Rick, he says Rick. Well,
yeah,
Rick, or Morty. Yeah, they do say
yeah,
each other's names a lot.
yeah. It's just I don't know. I picked up on that kind of stuff like real quick. My cat's walking, doing stuff. Here, you want to sit here? Okay. You gonna
Aw.
bite me now? Okay. Sorry, cat was biting. But I think this is a good place to wrap it up. Oh, yes, they should redo Street Fighter. That movie was fucking terrible, minus Raul Julia. Why was Guile playing an All American? Or I'm sorry, Jean Claude Van Damme. Why was he playing an All
Jean Claude
American guy?
Van
What?
Damme. Yeah.
He has a strong accent. You can tell he's not from America. They really bumped that.
Yeah, they did.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We had some technical difficulties, and I apologize for that. That was on my side. I don't know, my Wi-Fi decided it wanted to have hiccups or something. But yeah, Jamie, let them know where they can find you.
There. Right there. Even though it's Mrs. Sear now, I'm always going to be Mrs. Johnson on Instagram because I'm not changing it. It's too much work.
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and say it for our people on Spotify. It's at Miss Jamie Johnson 86. You can find her on Instagram and did you say Twitter,
I don't
TikTok?
even use that. So Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, me.
Yeah, and it's always going to be Twitter. I'm not going to call it X. Elon, kiss my ass. Uh, there I am. There, Alonzo Jules. You can find me on all social media. Regardless, Wi-Fi was tripping. There's probably. Do you have Charter? Probably Charter. I blame Charter. But yeah, hit us up on our socials. Like, share, subscribe, comment if you're watching on YouTube. Um, so yeah. So for Miss Jamie Sear, I am AJ Graham with Late Night All Day Podcast. We're gonna say good morning
Good night and
and goodbye.
goodbye.